What's up, y'all?
Game of Thrones.
We in here.
So, we in here. Hodgepodge Network. Game of Thrones. Season 7, Episode 1. Review. Dragonstone.
Dragonstone. I cannot wait to see what happens throughout the season.
So I think what we should do is break it down by what happened first, go from their story, and then on and on. All right?
Okay.
So obviously we're going to start with Arya Stark, man.
Stark. We had a little debate about this. All right. If you've seen it, obviously, this is a spoiler review.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, you've already fucking seen it.
You should have.
If you haven't,
what are you doing?
turn the shit off. But like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, bookmark this bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so for me, the way it started should have been without the last scene from last season's episode. And I felt like the surprise would have paid off so much more had you not already seen Walder Frey die. In my opinion.
I think it was great the way it was. I think it was a good way to open up the season. Mm-hmm. Especially since we didn't have a lot of things going on this season, a lot of exposition, a lot of storytelling this episode. Right. So I thought it was a good way to kick off the season. We were talking about this, and I watched it with my little brother, and he didn't even know.
He didn't even realize until he heard the what was it? The wolf line. Yeah, the line about the you leave one wolf.
You leave one wolf, and the sheep aren't safe.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I completely understand.
Arya got them all, man. Got all this. Wiped them out.
She's the definition of winter.
Winter has come for the fray.
Yes, that was a dope line right there. I'm really excited to see where she ends up.
We saw her afterwards. She leaves, and she's seems like she's going south to King's Landing. Yep. And she meets up with this group of Lannisters, which happens to have Ed Sheeran in here singing a little song and everything. Yeah. So he got a little cameo in there. And
it was a song from the book, which is pretty cool. It was like just, hey, Ed Sheeran, freestyle some shit for us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was pretty dope.
So it's very interesting to see Arya interact with these Lannister soldiers who should be her enemies, but these happen to be really nice, just seems to be nice people so far.
And I think that was a good thing because I saw a discussion where it said Arya was turning to like a really dark path, and I think this scene right here showed a little bit more of her innocence and like the lighter side of her. 'Cause she's been through a lot.
I think what it shows, she has a restraint to this new darkness that she has.
Yeah,
so I think it helps her character a lot. It should be interesting to see if she does end up killing them, because they were talking heavily about their family and stuff like that. So, we'll see with seasons to come. So,
yeah, definitely. So after that was
up north, Jon Snow.
Jon Snow, it's my boy.
So we have Jon Snow.
Boy Jon.
Yeah, Jon Snow,
or Jon Targaryen, shall we call it?
Not yet. Not official.
Not official yet. Not official. But the hints were there last season.
But he's up there up north with the newly titled King of the North. Mm-hmm. He's up there with trying to find dragonglass.
Yeah.
So he's searching for dragonglass as good as gold, and now they're trying to figure out what they're trying to do with the houses that betrayed them, the Umbers and the Karstars.
Yeah. And I really liked this scene. Mainly because it showed the divide between him and Sansa. And there was a little bit of it in last season, but you can see that they're completely. If they were both ruling, there's two different paths they would take. And one thing that like came to fruition even at the end when he says, "You seem to admire Cersei," when it came to like how she views like dealing with traitors and people and stuff like that. And she said she learned a lot, and like she has the hairstyle of Cersei.
Yeah.
From previous, so it's just kind of like, oh man,
yeah, she has
that's some foreshadowing.
Yeah, and then you see Littlefinger like do his little sly smile in a corner, knowing that he can play on that. Yeah. And he's like, okay, I see my opening.
Yeah,
but then Sansa shut him down.
Yeah, definitely.
He shut him down. He went up there trying to go sly with her.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah.
She saw right through that shit.
Boy, bye.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, that was good. It was good back and forth. Don't ever undermine my command, especially in front of our people.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, Sansa, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I understand that you got some good intel and all, like, but, Jon's the warrior.
Yeah.
I think Sansa, in this instance, thinks she's like a psychiatrist. She's like, oh, but I know the character.
Yeah.
And it was just like last season when she was just like, don't do what he doesn't want you to do. And he's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, right. Like, you're not saying anything new. Like
when she should have said, oh, yeah, I can get the Knights of the Vale here to help us out.
And
that's all she had to say.
Probably could have saved Recon.
Yeah.
Definitely could have saved more than half of those soldiers. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of those soldiers died for nothing.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see where she ends up at the end of the season.
Yeah, and so it sets up, Jon set up, so the Karstarks and the Umbers now have new lineage. So they have the younger one, I think it was Tom Karstark and Alice Umber.
No, the other way.
Oh, Alice Karstark and Tom Umber or something like that,
Yeah.
And then also, he told the wildlings that he wants them to go help him out at the wall.
Yeah.
And so he said he met him at Hardhome.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna go to the
castle closest to that. Yeah.
The castle that meets the sea. I think they call it like East March by the Sea or something.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting.
Yeah. I think it's gonna set up another great battle with the White Walkers.
Speaking of White Walkers, we get that preview of the White Walkers, and so the Night King brings the winter with him.
Yeah.
The snow fog. Yeah. And then you see him riding up, and then you start seeing all the people, and then you see one giant.
Yeah,
and
you just see the shadow, and you're like, what the...
Oh, there's a big-ass giant. And then when they try to zoom in on the big-ass giant, then there's two more big-ass giants in the background. Like, these White Walkers is coming, y'all.
Yeah. And it was...
They coming.
It was great, because I feel like Jon Snow... there's a hand of other characters, but, like, he is adamant, like, I don't give a fuck about Cersei. Like, not, you know what I mean?
It's true.
I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, nobody has seen it for themselves, so when they hear somebody else talk about it, like,
they think they're crazy.
Yeah, whatever. Like,
it's different when you see it.
When you see that shit, it changes how you view it.
Especially he knows that Cersei doesn't have the manpower to come to the north during the winter. Especially when their supply is cut by Highgarden.
Exactly. So, but yeah, the Night King, man, he's not to be fucked with.
Dude,
he's coming.
He's coming, bro.
And that nigga is bringing a blizzard with him.
The heat. Well, the cold.
Yeah. Like, he was cold as ice.
All right, so then let's get into Cersei. We see Cersei in King's Landing.
Yeah.
And now she has this nice little Art Deco patio with a with a map on there of all of Westeros and Essos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's talking about conquering. Like, it was very interesting when she was like, Dad set us up for this.
Yeah.
And Jamie was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because he made me memorize every ocean, mountain, river, village, town by name.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and you also get that whole reaction to it, you know what I mean? Because essentially, Jamie comes to town seeing that his sister blew everyone up.
Yeah.
The same thing he killed the Mad King for.
Yeah.
And then his son died. Their son died.
Yeah.
And to see her react to the way, like, he betrayed us.
Yeah.
He did that to us. And it's like, whoa, Cersei's on a whole different level.
She's on a whole nother level. And when we bring in her trying to get allies and Euron, Greyjoy comes into it, you can already tell, like, Jamie is not okay with what's going on.
He's not feeling this, bro.
Not feeling anything that's going on.
Because, and that's the thing, I think that takes away Jamie to a whole, because the whole reason why he's in this right now is because of Cersei.
Yeah.
And he loves Cersei.
Yeah.
But if Cersei was okay with Euron coming to, like, to trying to, like, seduce her to be the queen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Euron with one of the coldest fucking lines in this motherfucker. He said, I got 1,000 ships. In two good hands.
And looked right at Jamie when he said it. That is some cold ass shit.
Chuckled. He looked at him and chuckled.
Jamie was livid.
Pissed.
I've never seen somebody so fucking pissed off and trying to keep that shit.
That nigga had the sinus of side eye, just like like a squirrel.
It's just like the screw came on loose a little bit, and then he was just like, "This motherfucker here," and he's died. Yeah. But I love Euron. I thought his performance was great. Yeah. I love the swag he came with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love how he tried to step up in that mountain just to get to that one step, and he said, "Oh,
yeah, I ain't fucking with this."
Oh, I ain't fucking with that nigga. And when he stepped back, step right back in line. Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
So he said he's gonna bring Cersei a gift. So
it'd be interesting.
What do you think the gift is gonna be, man?
I think I want to say he kills one of the Dorne chicks. Or maybe the head one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Eloria Sand.
Yeah. I'm terrible with names, by the way. Eloria, yeah. So, something along the lines of that, or maybe they capture Tyrion?
Ooh, no, that's too much.
I don't want it to happen.
You can't
I don't want it to happen.
I don't want it to happen. Especially not in the not inside Dragonstone. Like, that dude's gonna be fucking...
You never know. Because the thing with Euron was that he traveled and he was like trying to get into like a bunch of mystic shit and like supposedly
that's what I think he's gonna go after one of those dragons, man.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a fact. But
I think
you think he's gonna bring a dragon to Cersei?
I think.
Let me tell you something right now. If I bring a dragon to a girl and you ain't trying to get married,
they fucking.
On top of the dragon.
Those two good hands is going to work.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Euron Greyjoy's about to get in.
Yeah. I ain't finna show up to your doorstep with a dragon and expect nothing less than love. That's all I'm saying.
Because I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they were mentioning throughout the story today, especially like the dragon pits, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of mentioning of the dragon pits. So definitely we're gonna see that.
Yeah,
we're gonna see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess with ruins and stuff like that. Also, a really big overlay in the entire story so far was, especially this episode, was the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And how strong the wall is. And everybody's so fucking certain that wall is going to stand.
Foreshadowing. That
wall coming down.
Is coming down. Okay.
Donald Trump, come down.
I get, like...
Mexico not paying for that wall.
Maybe it's just me, but I think Night King is just going to touch that shit and it shatters.
I don't know.
I don't know if it'll be like that, but I think it's going to be something where
I think he's going to be able to get through. I don't think he's going to share the whole fucking wall.
You don't think he'll shatter the wall?
The wall's huge.
So you think he's just going to break through the door?
I don't know, man. I think
the wall's coming down.
Dude, that would be nuts.
Or what if the wall doesn't come down?
I think the wall has to come down. Yeah. Probably at the end of the season to put the stakes for the final season.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
We're not gonna have it till the end.
Yeah,
because I think they're gonna clean up everything in King's Landing.
Yeah.
So let's go to the Hound now.
Yeah.
So we start off with the Hound.
Or do we want to say the Hound for last and talk about Sam?
Oh, let's do Sam first. Yeah, definitely. Sam. Yeah, so Sam's still at the Citadel.
And he has the worst fucking job in the world.
That nigga's pledging for the Citadel.
That fucking...
Shit. Scoop.
Yeah.
Shit. Scoop.
Like,
shit.
What a fucking terrible...
Shit, scoop, shit, scoop. No. Shit, scoop, book.
Yeah.
Shit, scoop, book.
Yeah. It, like,
damn.
God, man. Like,
that sucks.
And I hate it, like... I didn't want to see that shit every time. Like, literally. I was just
it put in your head that he earned this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, after a while, he's with one of the maesters, and they're dissecting a dude right in front of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, having to weigh the brain and stuff.
Yeah.
And Sam's talking to the dude like, hey, man, you know, I've talked to you. I've come down from the Night's Watch to become a maester to find out about the White Walkers because I've just seen these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And one of the maesters, he said he believed him.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? For
right.
you to be as persistent as you are, you obviously have seen it. So, but Sam still couldn't go because he was a maester. Now, since he's doing all the bullshit work, that puts you in the different spots to, come up on some shit.
Yeah.
So he came up on them keys and went into that forbidden section. Now, do you think that the maester left those out? like that.
That's a possibility.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
even though it wasn't the same Maester that he was talking to,
right?
But I mean, the keys just like out there, bro.
Yeah,
it was out there.
That's true. Yeah.
So could be.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, if you claim to believe somebody when they talk about White Walkers and they need to find a way to destroy them, why would you? Even if it's against breaking the rules, you gotta leave some kind of breadcrumbs.
Hell yeah, he did. He
said
said the books you're looking for are going to be in that forbidden section.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah,
you're egging them on essentially. You know
exactly.
So he does get the books. He does learn a little bit about Dragonglass.
Yeah.
We see his little baby.
Yeah.
That dude, that baby get big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Lil Sam.
Time has passed. It's been some time. That baby's at least a year.
Yeah, because I mean, he was shoveling shit for a long time.
Yeah.
So he learns about the Dragonglass. In Dragonstone, there's a mountain of Dragonglass.
Yeah.
You know, they said Stannis used to talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Which leads into another theory that I have, because it leads into the next scene where we see Sam walking through the halls, filling up the bread bowls or the soup bowls.
Yeah.
And one of those little slots, the hand comes out, and you see the
scaly, and
you see the grayscale that took over, and it's Jorah Mormont.
Yeah, and he's like, "Is she here?
Is she here? Has she happened yet?"
Yeah,
Dragon Queen.
Yeah,
the Dragon Queen got there. Yeah,
and so he came up with a brilliant idea that I didn't even think about, as far as how Jorah could possibly find. The cure, and it's through Sam.
I think we'll do that at the end. We're gonna do predictions. We'll do a little short thing of predictions, and then we'll put our little predictions out there and stuff like that.
But stay tuned.
So Sam finds out about the Dragonglass. Then we see Jorah. Who's waiting for the lady. So that's gonna be pretty exciting to see what happened. Jorah obviously tasked with having to find the antidote, the cure. Went to the Citadel to find the cure and is quarantined now.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we're gonna go and talk about the Hound.
The Hound is back.
The Hound is back, and he's traveling with the Brotherhood Without Banners.
Yeah.
And you see them traveling with Thoros and then Baron Targaryen, and they come up to this house, which it seems like the Hound knows about. Yeah. And these guys, in the winter, they're looking for shelter to try to go into the house. Yeah. Now we find out that this is the same people that the Hound and Arya had met earlier in season 4, where the guy took them in, fed them and everything, and then in the morning when there was time to leave, the Hound had knocked the dude over the head and took all of his money. And Arya pleaded with the Hound, like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're the biggest asshole I know, you know." And so the dude, and then the Hound was like, "It's going to be winter. He's not going to survive. The money's better with me." Yeah. And we see that coming to fruition now in the winter. Yeah. And we see that, they had that scene where the Hound and Baron Targaryen's right there. And he's like, "How do you think they died?" Yeah. And you have the father and the daughter. The father took the daughter out, man. Yeah.
Very, very, very sad. And you can see it. This is a new Hound where it's like he has more of a conscience. He has more of a moral spirit. You know what I mean? But he's still the same Hound where you don't trust motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's because of this time with the church and everything. Yes. Even though he did go back to his old ways with killing, he realizes that his choices have impacts where he didn't care about the impacts of his choices, and now he has a little bit of that guilt, especially with the dead people. Yeah. And so during this time, he's sitting there with Thoros, and he's talking to Baron Targaryen, and he's asking him, like, what makes you so special? Yeah. Nothing, man. Nothing makes me special. Then why the Lord like you bring your ass back? Right. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I've known men greater than you.
Yeah. And
they're not here. Yeah.
He has no idea. Yeah. He doesn't know why. Yeah. And then Thoros kind of tells the Hound, like, come look into the flames. And the Hound's like, man, get out of here with that bullshit.
How Hound feels about fire. So it's like, that alone, you know what I mean? Yeah.
When he has that one line, he was like, "Fucking me." Yeah. I settled with the group that worships fucking fire.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was great. He looked into the fire, which I thought was going to be tough for him, and he saw what many people can't see through flames.
He saw the castle of Eachmarch. He saw the mountain that looked like the tip of an arrowhead, and he saw the thousands and thousands of the dead.
Yep.
And Bear Dare looked at him straight up, was like, "Now do you believe?"
Yeah, exactly.
Then right after that, Hound got his ass out there and buried those motherfuckers in the grave. He found Jesus.
Yeah, right.
The Lord of Light.
I found the light, literally.
The Lord of Light.
But that was a great scene too. Him burying the bodies of the people. And I think that's.
And then we finally have our the final scene where you have Daenerys finally coming to Dragonstone.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this scene was perfect.
Yeah.
You had no words because there was no words needed. This was a 6-season journey to finally have Daenerys go to Westeros.
Yeah.
And what a payoff.
Yeah.
You have her reaching to the dirt, and then you have this giant castle, which is pretty strange that is unmanned and all that stuff.
And we understand Stannis took his whole fleet, his whole army.
But you mean nobody else to slide up in there?
Yo, there's a castle for the taking.
I live in a mud hut. I think I'm going to slide up in this dragon.
Exactly.
I think it would have been funny as hell. You just see somebody just posted up in
with a pipe can I help you guys? What the fuck are you doing here?
Can you imagine you were just chilling there and all of a sudden you start seeing these 3 big ass dragons and 1,000 ships and
I'd be like, I gotta put this pipe down.
I think it's time to move.
Yeah, right.
But you have the scene. Dany opens the gate and you see this big, beautiful castle. The castle is really cool. Has a lot of dragon architecture, notes in there. The rocks are shaped like scales and stuff like that.
It's a former Targaryen home. So.
Yeah, definitely. That's where she was born.
Yeah.
So you come inside the throne room and there's still a Baratheon banner.
Yeah.
First thing she does, get that bullshit out of here.
Exactly.
And then we go into the throne room and we have the scene where she enters the throne room and she steps on the steps and Grey Worm wants to go up there and help with her and protect her. Yeah. And Missandei holds him back look, she needs this moment.
Yeah.
And this is all, no words have been said.
At all.
And then she looks at the chair and looks at the throne. And me and Taryn both agree that throne looks way better than and it looks a lot easier on your ass than a whole bunch of swords.
Yeah, exactly.
Up your ass, like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody, when you see her going to the throne, you're expecting that iconic shot of her sitting down on the throne and stuff like that. But no. Dany goes straight, make the left, and go to the war room.
Yep.
Where we see the only time we've seen Dragonstone in the entire Game of Thrones series was with Stannis inside that war room.
Yeah.
With him and Davos.
Yeah, Sir Davos.
And seeing that room again just brings back this old memories. It's like, oh man, remember when Stannis was the Lord of the Light and he was the Azor Ahai and the red ladies with there and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And you see her approach the edge of the table, look at Tyrion, and shall we begin?
Oh man, that's how you end a season opener.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you
do it. So
it just had me so hype after she said that.
So overall impressions, how do you feel?
I thought it was a good episode. You know, it wasn't nothing too crazy happened. There were rumblings about maybe somebody was going to die. Mm-hmm. You know, I thought it was a very good episode. It's like chess, man. You don't start off attacking. You gotta set your pieces in place, and then you move forward. And that's what this episode was. So I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I think they set up a lot of people to meet.
I think that was the big goal of this episode, was to set up people's directions.
Yeah. So you're like, this person's gonna cross paths with this person, and it's exciting.
I thought the pace of this episode was very good in a sense that you start off with a bang with Arya, kind of calm it down with the Stark. I mean the Jon Snow kind of stuff, getting more information, and right after that you got the White Walker scene. Yeah. Then add in the Cersei, and then the Littlefinger and stuff like that. So very good pace. Any predictions you have right now for this show?
So, I'm not sure which one. John is either meeting with Daenerys first or Bran first.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, I think he will know that he's a Targaryen, which is going to make things very interesting moving forward as King of the North. Because, as we see in the preview, they said no Targaryen could be trusted. Mm-hmm. So if that information is out there, to see what would happen with the North being in shambles. But I mean, he's still a Stark. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But he's not Ned Stark.
He's not Ned Stark.
So that will put his nephew. That will put Sansa up top.
Yeah, definitely. But that would just mean that they're going to do whatever they can to get him to the throne because they know he would be, the rightful heir. But other than that, I expect the Brotherhood without banners. I expect them to cross paths with Jon Snow.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to have a showdown with some White Walkers, not necessarily the Night King, but I think we will get some White Walker action. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it. You've got the killer theory, man. I want you guys to hear what he has to say because I think it's great.
I got some shit. I just got some shit.
Look, he drinks and he knows things.
You dig? I smoke and I know things. I don't really drink. I smoke and I know things. I look at the fucking smoke patterns. No, but one of my crazy predictions, and this is I'm hoping just because how they started the season with Arya using one of her kills to kill other people. I'm thinking maybe Arya goes to King's Landing. In the end, poses as Jaime, and that's how you get the Cersei death.
Yeah.
The Kingslayer is the Queenslayer.
Yeah.
But it's Arya instead. But who knows? Like,
and the best part about that is if she does it publicly.
Oh yeah.
Then Jaime is now another Kingslayer, and he's probably gonna get the repercussions.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's like killing two birds with one stone.
I also think that I think there's something to do with Dragonglass and Grayscale.
Yes.
Because I don't think you introduce Jorah up there with Sam and not have some way of Jorah coming back.
Right.
And then you have the evidence of Princess Shireen, who was Stannis' daughter, being able to survive with Grayscale.
Yeah.
But she was kept in the dungeon where I think they're talking about where the Dragonglass is.
Yeah.
So maybe it somehow if you ingest it or if you're around the Dragonglass,
right,
it can subside the Grayscale. So maybe we could see Sam taking some Dragonglass somehow.
Yeah, and experimenting on Jorah. Yeah,
experiment on Jorah, and maybe we get it cured that way or somehow that way.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So it should be very interesting. My predictions for this season, I definitely think we're gonna get the King's Landing versus the World War, and then it's gonna end with, this war was cute, but the Night King's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm very excited for episode 2.
Yeah.
Excited for the whole season.
Very excited.
Tell us what you like about our things. I try to do a live reaction. Could not figure that shit out.
Yeah. We'll try to figure that out. I can't be there. I have to go and clock in at the cotton fields on Sunday, and yes, and I'll be doing that the whole time. But we'll figure it out.
We're trying to work some stuff out.
Yeah.
Bring some more things to you. I definitely want to do a fantasy football preview. Try to help out some people. I'm not no expert, but give my 2 cents. Why the fuck not?
If you're interested, you know what I mean. We're big sports guys. We're gonna do some sports stuff. Shout out to Lonzo Ball, just won MVP Summer League. He gonna win MVP in the league someday. All right,
here we go.
But yeah, we want great things for this channel. It's just work is a bitch.
And hopefully we did a little bit better of not doing all sidetracky like this one. I think we try to be a little bit more bullet point-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
But, we have tangents. I mean, fuck you watching this for?
Yeah, we're just trying to make this fluid and seem genuine and not like we're just, reading off some script. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll fake smiles and shit. I don't always smile, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
We love y'all.
Yep. So,
we real.
We'll see you next time.
Next week on the Game of Thrones review.